Okay, so Chris, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
How are you? How are you doing?
Great. Actually, like just a couple of minutes ago, we announced the lineup of our own festival in our hometown, Hamburg, in Germany.
Oh,
And of course, we are playing, it's our festival, and our co-headliner is going to be Pain, which is amazing because I've been a fan of Pain for 300 years. like since I know them. I think since they exist pretty much, and I always wanted to play with them, and then having them, Peter Tägtgren and Payne, on our own festival is just amazing. So I'm pretty excited. I'm in a good mood, and yes, I'm here.
great! Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So you guys are coming back to Chile.
Yeah.
You were here last time on 2023, I think.
I think, yeah, it's like 2 years ago. We had a little South America run and Mexico. It's always a little hard for us Europeans to understand what is South America, what is Middle America, what is North, what is Latin America, what is not, and it depends on who you ask. If you ask a
Yeah.
Mexican, like, are you North American, Middle American, or South American, or Latin American, or everything, you get a different answer from everyone. So I always tend to say, yeah, we've been to South America and Mexico. That pretty much covers it. And yeah, I remember being there, and
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to come back. Yes.
Yes. So yeah, about the your new tour here. Are you excited? How's it going with that?
Yeah, it's always going. It's always exciting to go somewhere far away because when we do a tour in Germany, I pretty much know everything. Maybe we play bigger halls than the last tour, but I know all the routing. I know the cities. It's something we're used to. You're going on the street. It doesn't look that different from your hometown.
Yeah.
And going somewhere where it is so different culturally, the people, the looks, the time of the year, like when spring here, it's autumn
Yeah.
where you are. That's always interesting. So we're going to China next week on Monday, which will be culturally like super different. Then we come back and then we go to you guys. So of course I'm excited. And I think we're playing with POWERWOLF together in
Yes.
Santiago, which is also cool. Both bands are friends for a long time now, and we played some shows together in Germany, and now seeing some German friends in Chile and playing a concert there with them that's amazing. Looking forward to that.
And yeah, you mentioned you're playing with Powerwolf here, and it's
Yeah.
a bigger venue, a bigger production. How is it working with you guys? Having this, the bigger venue and the bigger production.
I seriously don't know. I don't know how big the concert hall is. I don't know any of our stage specs or whatever.
Okay.
I have not checked yet because that's not my table, and I do not really get involved in that because I don't even know how big Powerwolf are playing in South America. I could tell you how many people they pull here in Germany compared to us. So I'm just, we have a crew for that plans all the stuff. So yeah, I think it's going to be the typical special guest situation that they have their production and then we play in front of their production before they play. So, but I really do not worry about that. If it's a small stage, a big stage, if there's 50 people or 5,000, as long as there's people that love what we are doing, it's going to be a great time. So I will be surprised by that.
Yeah. So, from your last visit to Chile, do you have like any good memories, or did you find something interesting that you didn't think maybe would happen, or anything like that?
Yeah, the thing is, last time we were to South America, we played a show like nearly every day. So that means you're flying all the time, you're at the airport, you're in a hotel room, you're in a dressing room, you're on stage doing sound check, you maybe do a signing session somewhere. So I really barely or we all of us, we really barely have time to do touristy things. I remember having 1 hour free in Santiago and just walking around the block by myself, a can of Pepsi, whatever, drink something, and that's it. Nothing more. There was just not more time. And it's actually always like that. You know, many people think when you're a band that plays internationally, you can really check out the country and relax and have a great time. Of course, you can do that. You can always like just play a show and have 3 days in the free time, you know. But the thing is, when you're traveling with a crew, they want to be paid for every day. So being somewhere at the other side of the world for a full day not playing a show just means losing shitloads of money.
Yeah.
For a crew you have to pay, that doesn't work. So it's really like touring is not a holiday, sadly. So sometimes I just try, when I like a country, I just try to come back in my free time, you know, and check it out. And South America, many countries in South America are on my list for that. But it's such a big continent. It's like, I probably never gonna see it all.
Yeah. And did you meet any fans, or what do you think about the Chilean fans?
Yes, of course we met fans. Also, like, I remember fans in front of the hotel, in the hotel lobby. Then they were being escorted out of the hotel personnel to wait in front of the door. And it was actually kind of funny, because I think the night we played, or the day we played, and the day before, the day after, whatever, there were like many different bands in town, and it was all metal bands. Also some of these classic rock, old school metal bands. So we were like many fans of many bands standing in front of this hotel. I don't know, maybe it was the same promoter that booked the same hotel for all of these bands. So whenever you wanted to go outside the hotel, there was like a spontaneous signing session. But you know what I really like about people in South America in general, the thing is, everybody's extremely loud and wild, and at the concerts everybody's freaking out. But when it comes to personal, when you meet people personally, because they want to have your autograph or do a picture with you, everybody's extremely polite. So suddenly all this being loud and party feeling is turning to like people being very calm and very nice and very respectful, actually. And this, I think this is a very interesting and beautiful combination, that people can totally freak out, but when it's important, just be calm and nice, you know. I like that a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. South American fans tend to be like that.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing about South American fans and metal, especially like old school metal and classic rock. It's like, sometimes I feel like that the old traditional metal bands, all these genres, had a bigger or a longer lasting impact on this continent than on Europe. It's not like that South America isn't listening to modern music, but all these metal bands from, let's say, the past are much more known somehow and popular in South America. That's interesting, really.
Yeah. So, changing a little bit the subject, tell us about your last album was Weapons of Mass Seduction, right?
Yeah, it was just a cover album. Yeah.
Yeah. So, when can we expect, new music, or is there a plan for a new album soon, or?
Actually, 2 weeks ago, we released the first single of our new album.
Oh.
Yeah, you might just go on our social media. You will find advertising all over. There's a new music video, there's a new song, and there's gonna be a new record coming in August.
Oh,
Yes.
that's really cool.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
That's great. So what can we expect from this album? Are you trying new things, or are you staying a little bit on the...
No, actually, we're trying new things by trying old things, because Blood and Glitter was very colorful and very glam rock, and Weapons of Mass Seduction, which was a cover album, also kind of fit into the Blood and Glitter era. Everything very colorful. And after doing something so colorful for a couple of years, we really feel like we want to do something dark again. So yeah, we're actually going back to the dark side, because we really need to. We really have to. We feel the need to explore the dark side again, and somehow all the things which is and always has been the core of Lord of Lost. And this is us. We always have this dynamic that we always break out and then come back, and then break out in a different direction, then come back, because this is interesting to us, and it's always going to be like that. We need to surprise ourselves a bit to keep things exciting.
Yeah, completely agree. So, any songs you're particularly excited to be playing here, or what can we expect actually from the the set list?
The thing is, if you play a concert far away somewhere, and you can only visit the country every 2 years or 3 or 4, then somehow you always have to present people your collection of the greatest hits somehow, and maybe put 1 or 2 songs in there which are not so well known, or which you feel like you just want to play them, or maybe even want to surprise some people. But basically, you really need to play the core of what you are. And so it's gonna be like that. We are coming back after 2 years, so we don't want to give people, let's say, the collection of our best B-sides. This would be bullshit. When people see us there after 2-3 years, what they want to hear is our top 10 of Spotify and a couple of more songs. That's really important. Although I think it would be unfair if we wouldn't play all our hits to them.
And any songs you're particularly excited to play? Any favorite song you have?
No, I'm really, really super bad with picking favorites in general, because I would pick a different favorite than I would pick tomorrow. Because all these decisions, what's your favorite food, your favorite color, your favorite movie, whatever. For me, it's always like being influenced about how I feel today. So I could name you a song now, and it probably would be the first that comes to mind. But of course, the thing is, I think I'm looking forward a lot to the songs which people actually could sing along. For instance, a song like Blood and Glitter, which is one of our biggest hits. And because in South America, people in the audience, they are so loud. The people singing along sometimes feels louder than the music you play yourself. So I think I'm really looking forward to these songs where I could actually hear everybody sing.
Yeah. So, to close a little bit this interview, any final words, for the people here in Chile and for the people listening here in powerofmetal.co?
Yeah, let's say all the time I'm being asked about final words, I can only say I hope it's not going to be my final words. So it always feels like, what's the last sentence before you die? So I really hope it's when we come back. I just can say I hope that we can come back even more. It's like if it was about me, I would play every continent every year, all the time. I mean, I don't like traveling that much, but I love playing music for people, especially people far away, because it's so much more interesting than playing the same cities in your own country all the time. So let's just say, I hope we come back after this time, another time.
Perfect. Well, Chris, thank you so much again for your time. It was a pleasure to meet you. We'll be seeing you here in Chile then.
Yeah, in a couple of weeks. See you there.
Yes. Awesome. See you there, man.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.